Imagine it's the summer of the 1980s. Neon lights, arcade games, mall food courts, and young love everywhere. But underneath all that fun, something dark is crawling back into Hawkins. Russians, secret labs, body-snatching monsters, corrupt mayors, a demonic flesh creature, and one of the most heartbreaking endings in the series so far. This is Stranger Things Season 3. Welcome back to the Movie Recaps Hub podcast. Today we're walking through the entire season, every twist, every emotional moment, and the shocking post-credit scene. Let's jump right into it. This is Stranger Things Season 3. We're back in Hawkins, Indiana. It's summertime in the 1980s, and our favorite group of kids is living it up at the brand new Starcourt Mall. Bright lights, music, cafes, and everything a teenager could want. At the end of Season 2, 11 used her powers to close the gate and trap the Mind Flayer in the Upside Down. Things should be peaceful. But of course this is Hawkins. Deep underground, Soviet-era Russian forces are secretly running experiments to reopen the portal. And with the door cracked open, the piece of the Mind Flayer trapped in our world starts to reanimate. Meanwhile, our kids are getting older, and summer romance is everywhere. Mike and 11 are inseparable, which absolutely infuriates her adoptive father, Chief Jim Hopper. He tries to enforce his rule, keep the bedroom door open 3 inches. It's not going well. Lucas and Max are dating. Dustin claims he has a new girlfriend named Suzy from engineering camp, and he's built a huge radio tower to talk to her. She never responds, so everyone assumes she's imaginary. Will is the only one not interested in romance. He just wants to play Dungeons and Dragons like the old days, but his friends are too distracted. Nancy and Jonathan are still together and working at the Hawkins Post. Nancy wants to be a real reporter, but her male co-workers mock her constantly. Steve Harrington, meanwhile, is no longer the cool prom king. He's scooping ice cream at Scoops Ahoy. His co-worker Robin teases him relentlessly, but the two make a great team. Even the adults have their own drama. Hopper and Joyce continue to dance around their chemistry. And Mike's mom, Karen Wheeler, has a crush on the new lifeguard Billy. They flirt, but she ultimately decides not to go through with anything. Billy, however, ends up in a totally different kind of trouble. On his way to a motel, he crashes outside an abandoned factory and is dragged inside by a monstrous force. The Mind Flayer has found its new host. Hopper asks Joyce for advice on handling Mike and 11. Joyce suggests writing a heartfelt letter, but Hopper chooses intimidation instead. Mike lies to 11 the next day, claiming his grandma is sick. 11 senses the lie, and Max encourages her to have a girl's day. The new best friend duo heads to the mall and accidentally runs into the boys. 11 confronts Mike and breaks up with him on the spot. "I dump your ass." Hopper, who caused all this, feels surprisingly proud. So proud that he asks Joyce on a date. She stands him up because she's dealing with a strange mystery of her own. Her magnets keep losing magnetism. She visits science teacher Mr. Clark, who explains that only a massive machine could cause such a widespread magnetic disruption. Joyce and Hopper investigate the old Hawkins lab, but it appears abandoned, until a Terminator-like Russian agent shows up and beats Hopper down. Meanwhile, Dustin intercepts a mysterious Russian broadcast while trying to contact Suzy. He teams up with Steve. Robin joins them and decodes the message, which turns out to reference things inside the mall. That night, the 3 of them discover the truth. Starcourt Mall is a front for a secret Russian base. While the Scoops Ahoy team is uncovering Russians, Nancy and Jonathan are investigating strange rats that explode into fleshy goo. These rats are possessed by the Mind Flayer, who is growing stronger. Billy, now fully possessed, kidnaps his co-worker and brings her to the Mind Flayer's new monster body, a horrifying creature built from melted rats. Max and 11 use Elle's powers to spy on Billy, and Billy sees her looking. Max and Elle visit Billy at the pool, but he acts disturbingly normal, until he and other possessed hosts attack Max's parents. The Mind Flayer is possessing Hawkins one person at a time. Will finally admits the truth. The tingling on his neck means the Mind Flayer is back. The kids suspect Billy is possessed. Their plan is to trap him in a sauna since the Mind Flayer hates heat. The plan works, and Billy attacks with terrifying strength. 11 saves everyone, proving how dangerous this situation is. Back underground, the Scoops Ahoy team needs someone small to crawl through the vents. Lucas's sister Erica agrees, but only in exchange for free ice cream for life. She sneaks into a storage room that suddenly transforms into an elevator, dropping them deep underground into the Russian base. Hopper recognizes the Terminator assassin from the mayor's office. He and Joyce force the corrupt mayor to confess that the Russians bought properties all over Hawkins. They find a Russian scientist named Alexei and take him to conspiracy expert Mari Bauman for translation. Alexei will talk, but only if he gets the correct Slurpee flavor. Meanwhile, the Scoops team explores the underground base and discovers the massive machine reopening the portal. Steve and Robin are captured and interrogated. The Russians inject them with a truth serum that acts more like LSD. Dustin and Erica rescue them, but they're still drugged and completely out of it. As the effects wear off, Steve confesses he likes Robin. She gently reveals she's into girls. Instead of romance, they become best friends. At the hospital, Nancy and Jonathan face possessed workers who attack with superhuman strength. After defeating them, their bodies melt into another chunk of the flesh monster. 11 arrives and destroys it, but they know this is only one piece of something much bigger. Elle goes into Billy's mind and sees his childhood memories, loving moments with his mother, and trauma from his abusive father. She feels sympathy for him, but the Mind Flayer sees her in return and summons every possessed host in Hawkins. They melt into a massive flesh monster. The Mind Flayer attacks Hopper's cabin in a brutal showdown. 11 fights it but is bitten. A piece of the monster remains in her leg, weakening her powers until they disappear completely. Dustin finally reaches the others after being trapped underground. 11 and the group save him by running over Russians with a car. The teams reunite in the mall. Hopper calls the CIA. Joyce and Hopper continue arguing on the drive back. Mari Bauman acts as a love guru, telling them to admit their feelings. Before they can, tragedy strikes at the 4th of July fair. Alexei, the sweet scientist who loved Slurpees and Looney Tunes, is shot by the Russian assassin. Hopper battles the hitman in a hall of mirrors and wins. 11's leg wound gets worse. The group pulls out a disgusting piece of the Mind Flayer embedded inside her. The plan forms. The adults will go underground to shut down the Russian machine. The older kids will help guide them through Dustin's radio tower. The younger kids will stay safe and avoid the Mind Flayer, but Billy is waiting for them. Hopper, Joyce, and Mari sneak into the underground base. Hopper adopts the call sign Fat Rambo. Mari becomes Bald Eagle. Their goal: shut down the machine. Above ground, the giant Mind Flayer storms the mall. The kids hide and escape in Steve's car, using fireworks as weapons. But in the Russian base, they need a code to open the vault. Planck's constant. Only one person knows it. Suzy. Dustin calls her. She's real. She's annoyed. He ignored her, and she demands he apologize through their couple song. So the two of them sing the never-ending story theme over the radio while everyone listens. Some in mortal danger. It's adorable, chaotic, and unforgettable. Suzy finally gives the code. Hopper and Joyce enter the vault, but the Terminator ambushes them. Hopper throws him into the running machine. The machine malfunctions. Hopper cannot escape. Joyce must turn the keys. With a heartbreaking look between them, she activates the kill switch. The machine explodes. Hopper disappears. The portal closes, and the Mind Flayer collapses. Hawkins is saved at a devastating cost. A little while later, life begins to move forward. The mall is destroyed. Steve and Robin get new jobs at a video rental store. The buyer's family decides to leave Hawkins, and 11 goes with them. Her powers haven't returned. Nancy and Jonathan say goodbye. Mike and 11 say their emotional farewells and say I love you for the first time. Before leaving, 11 finds Hopper's letter, the one he didn't read to her. It's heartfelt, emotional, and reveals how much she meant to him. He ends it with the line, "Please leave the door open 3 inches." The buyer's family drives away, and the group splits apart. But we're not finished. In a post-credit scene in Russia, guards mention the American held in a secret facility. They feed another prisoner to a Demogorgon. Fans everywhere instantly know Hopper is alive, and that sets the stage for Stranger Things Season 4. Thanks for listening to the Movie Recaps Hub podcast. If you enjoyed this full breakdown of Stranger Things Season 3, be sure to like, leave a comment about your favorite moment, and subscribe for more deep dive recaps. I've got plenty more headed your way. See you in the next episode.